All right, all right. Good to see you all. How y'all doing this Wednesday? This is Mr. Hardcore Mode here, where nothing is easy. Warriors and witches, how y'all doing? And God bless. We got ourselves a hard rant today. I'm glad to be here to talk about these subjects because we got a lot of important stuff to say. Also on EA, I have another story to tell you. I am going to update the amount of interesting stories to tell. But let me go ahead and find it right now. Okay. Bring down the music just a tad. Okay, that's a little bit better. Yeah, much better, much better. Music picks up later on, but it's good to see you all. We have a lot to talk about, especially we have some good news. Not good for EA, or not good for BioWare, and not good for Obsidian, and not good for Nintendo, but we have ourselves a lot of good news to tell you. Let us... Where's this one? I think I could find it in 2 seconds. What is this? The majority of non-LGBT gamers don't care if a main character is trans, according to GLAAD. Yeah. Yeah, according to the trans people, the gamers don't care if the main character is trans. And I'm like, oh, God, that's funny. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. No gay, no pay. That's for something else. That's for something else completely different. I think this is regarding EA. Ah, here we go. Found it. Is there a black version of this one? It doesn't matter. Let's just bring it down here for more news. Okay, cool. Man. Okay. Let us go ahead and do this. We got a lot to talk about, everybody. It is good to see you all. I think I'll leave you guys on the screen and put this right here and bring my hair down. Ugh. Ah. Okay, better. Do I look crazy? Do I look crazy? Do I look... Yeah, I do. I look crazy. But it's all good. Okay. I got a lot to talk about. Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead and do this. We got some news, so let's go ahead and grab it. Okay. I think we can bring this up. Bam. Bam. I think that's good enough. Alright. Let us go ahead and do this. Appreciate y'all being here. Oh, right over there a little bit. I think we're fine. Let's go ahead and do this. Hey everybody, this is Mr. Hardcore Mode here, where nothing is easy. Warriors and witches, how y'all doing? And God bless. We are here to talk about EA and their whole acquisition from of course, Saudi Arabia and part of the Trump administration. Well, no, not the Trump administration, but just a person that is a stepson towards you know, somebody who is part of the Trump family. So it's not really in particular, it's not about the Trump administration, it's just somebody that's tied to the family of Trump who is doing just deals. This has nothing to do with politics. This is all just in relation to just business, basically. Just business. And so we're going to go ahead and touch up on this, and this is going to be an interesting topic because it touches up on what exactly BioWare in its whole, or any of their writers, actually truly care about. Because this is a very important question. Do BioWare really care about their fans? That is the question I want you to put on the top of your head right now. Okay, let's go. Former BioWare lead writer reads the runes on the EA Saudi deal and speculates that guns and football are in, gay stuff is out, and the vulnerable RPG studio may be for the chop. Well, a lot of us agree that probably BioWare is going to be gone, like, even before the Saudi deal. So, he might be right. So, this is by Rich Stanton, and he says, who knows, maybe the Crown Prince is a big Fenshep fan. What a fucking little PC gamer. God damn. Ugh, okay, I got it. You do this a lot. I got it. Good lord, alright. Got it. The rumors have been swirling for a while. For today brought a major industry announcement. EA has struck a $55 billion deal to go private in a Saudi buyout. It's the biggest leverage buyout in history, meaning that the new EA is instantly saddled with $20 billion in debt. They're still in debt. They're bought, and they're still in debt. And also, the third one, they are private now. So that's a very important aspect that we need to touch on. And will face instant pressure to crank those profits. And it's also the latest step in the Saudi Arabian investment fund's mission to sports wash the brutal regime by using its influence in ubiquity across entertainment industries to distract from some of the world's most appalling human rights abuses. Which is kind of odd because I didn't think that you actually cared about those things. It's like, it seems like you guys are more involved in, you know, social politics than actually caring about human rights. I mean, the only rights that you actually care about is trans rights and nobody else's. I mean, let's stop pretending that you care about anything else. As the crack team of PCG Towers discussed the deal, one line stuck with me. I wouldn't want to be sitting in a BioWare chair right now. The vibes around one of the all-time great RPG studios has not been good in recent years. That's their own fault. They have to sit on... They made their choice and they have to sit on that. And the fairly decent Dragon Age... fairly decent? Okay, so we're just lying now? Fairly decent Dragon Age the Veilguard didn't persuade anyone. Was it fairly decent? No, it was hot dog water. It was straight up trash. Okay? It was fairy dust. Okay? It's gone. Alright? Nobody's gonna consider Veilguard canon from now on. That's just how it's gonna be. Persuade anyone that the studio is capable of surpassing contemporary greats like Baldur's Gate 3 or Disco Elysium. Earlier this year, the studio was apparently cut to the bone in a round of layoffs. How do you get layoffs? Oh, that's easy. When your shit doesn't sell. Did your shit sell? No. So you're gonna get layoffs. Now, there are some moments where layoffs will happen because of corporatization, but this is a... What's the word we're looking for? This is a... It has nothing to do with corporatism. It has everything to do with what's a good word? It's a lack of imagination. It's a lack of understanding your value. It's a lack of leadership, and it's a lack of innovation to the Dragon Age franchises. You guys chose to give less to the player and give everything that you like in your own personal space to the player. All that modern audience shit you put forward, all the stuff that we wanted was pushed way back. And you know that because the layoffs. It's plain to see. I realize that there are a lot of dumb people out there, yes, but there are some people that just will straight up lie to you, just like PC Gamer is doing right here. Just like what's his name? Mark Dara will do. But earlier this year, the studio was apparently cut to the bone in a round of layoffs. Though the new Mass Effect game remains in development for now. That's the truth. Everyone who ever loved a BioWare game, which is surely an awful lot of us, sorry, I saw something, is probably feeling quite gloomy about the studio's prospects. Yeah, but they made their bed. And that extends to former BioWare leads who was watching this acquisition and thinking pretty much what we're all thinking. It might not happen tomorrow, but this could be the death knell for the studio. It is. It is. Patrick Weeks, who goes by the name Trick Weeks, was a writer at BioWare from 2005 to 2025. So Patrick Weeks was the person that we wanted. Patrick Weeks understood the process. Now we got 2025 Trick Weeks, the one that fucking snip, cut his own dick off and shit with blue hair, who went fucking insane, who gave us Veilguard, is now complaining now. But what is he complaining about? Is he complaining about the fall of BioWare? Probably, but is he saddened for the players? Let's check this out. Let's find out. Okay. Working across various Mass Effect and Dragon Age titles, and was lead writer for the Dragon Age The Veilguard. Yep, the lead writer of Dragon Age The Veilguard. Whose fault was it that you got laid off, Trick Weeks? Got it. They recently took to Blue Sky. Okay. Alright. Linking coverage of the EA Saudi deal alongside an imaginary conversation that goes like this. Buyers. So your games, guns, and football? Yes. EA. Mostly guns and football, yep. And then the buyer goes, no gay stuff? No politics, we're not going to like it. Yeah, if the buyer says no gay stuff, no politics, we're not going to like. Yeah. Yeah. So all that free Palestine and Muslim love that you guys were talking about, did you it's like you guys forgot, but also knew at the same time who exactly you were fucking dealing with. All those fucking sand ninjas that you guys are praising, that you're like, oh man, look at this culture. And then you realize when you get bought out by people from Saudi Arabia, then you're just like, wait a minute. Don't they, if I remember correctly, they don't like, sorry, I'm trying not to laugh. If I remember correctly, they don't like penises. Yeah, of course. Of course. Why do you think KCD2 is banned as Saudi Arabia? EA, haha, definitely not. Hey, could you give me 1 sec? I just need to shut down a studio real quick. Now, this conversation that was quickly makeshifted by people from Blue Sky, we don't know how this conversation went, because they're doing little jokes here and there between each other on Blue Sky. I want more in-depth detail between Trick Weeks and whoever they're fucking talking to. But in the biggest thing that I can take away from it is basically like, oh shit, BioWare might be like fucking Thanos snapped. That's the biggest thing. Weeks was one of those laid off at the start of the year. Good, yes. Fuck that bitch. You cut your dick off for no reason. Bye-bye. Weeks was one of those that laid off at the start of the year, and so can afford to be frank while anyone still at BioWare will no doubt be deleting all social media apps lest temptation win out. As for the fans, a quick look at the Mass Effect subreddit shows that the top thread of the acquisition is called simply, "It's over, Commander," with seemingly every... Why are you going to subreddit? Why are you going to fucking Reddit? Why don't you just go to fucking Twitter like a real fucking human being and be like, yeah, it's inevitable. Over in Twitter, the real fucking fans, we're just saying, well, yeah, we don't want BioWare to be gone, but look what they did. Their whole mantra was same-sex marriage and transphobic shit first. Everything else that was good about the game last. That was their mantra. Not only that, when it came to the lore, it's like they hated themselves. It's so weird. They went back through all the Dragon Age lore and just flipped it over. So when we had all this skepticism on the lore when it came to Dragon Age, we were like, oh man, I wonder what this is about with the Maker and all this stuff and the Alluvian and you know, the werewolves and all this other stuff. And then they just came out in Veilguard and just spilled they spilled all the beans and then gave you and changed the lore completely to something trash. And then another thing, they added like an Illuminati enemy that was like whispering in everybody's ears. Does that sound fun to you? It's like, oh man, the reason that all this bad shit happened in Dragon Age was the whispering of a demon. Ooh, and I'm like, God, man. It is so true that you can, if you don't use it, you lose it. It is so fucking true. If you don't use it, you lose it. By what I'm talking about is that this guy Trick fucking Weeks used to, you know, be good at something, and now he's not good at doing the thing that he signed up for. You see what I mean? The only slight notes of positivity are those who think EA might sell BioWare, but honestly, who's lining up to buy a AAA studio that hasn't had a major hit since arguably Mass Effect 3? At least you're fucking honest about this shit. At least you're honest. At least you're fucking honest. The EA Saudi deal was only announced today, and we're going to be watching the fallout from this for years to come. It doesn't bode well for fans of any EA series, really, but for BioWare specifically, this could be existential. This is why you guys fail, okay? This is why you guys fail. It's because of this shit right here, okay? You are setting yourself up for failure. Now, there's a good chance that they might rearrange your fucking guts with BioWare. So they will probably keep you, but you're on a fucking leash. They will zap Brannigan your fucking ass, and where it's just straight up masculine. What's the opposite of the gay shit? Masculinity. That's right. They might destroy every single gay option now, and it's just gonna be straight shit from now on when it comes to Mass Effect or Dragon Age. Or it might be dissolved, and I think somebody might buy it. I think there's a possibility that somebody might buy it. But yes, BioWare is going down some road. Whatever road that is, it's happening. It's going to fucking happen. But if we're talking about like somebody like Saudi Arabia wants to keep it, that gay shit is going to be null and void, okay? And you don't want to know what's so funny about that whole thing is? People might buy the game. I'm sorry. But there is a minority of people that want the gay shit. That's just how it is. You're going to have to suck it up. You want to know why? It's because older games had no gay shit in their games, and people loved the old games. You ever found that out? You ever figured that shit out? People are like, oh man, I miss the old times when they were simpler. You mean less gay? Oh, I miss the old games when life was simpler. You mean when the games were less gay? So whenever somebody comes up to me and then they say like, well, man, I miss it back then. And I'm like, you mean before same-sex marriage was a fucking thing? It's such a weird thing where people are like, man, I miss the old days, or man, I miss like the old BioWare, or when I miss this. And I'm like, you do realize what you're saying, right? Buy it 10 times over too, so the numbers can be inflated. Yeah. Probably somebody's waiting on a moment to where it's just like, it's like, okay, how much is BioWare worth? Okay, at that point, I'll buy it. At that point, I would buy it. But anyway, that's all we got on this one. It was related to Trick Weeks, not Mark Dara. Trick Weeks is the one responsible for the filth and the freakish fucking shit in Dragon Age the Veilguard. This bullshit. And now he's why are you complaining about BioWare when you were the one, you know, responsible for the fall? Go fuck yourself. Okay. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? It's good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Man. What is up, everybody? A let it die copy and paste from Temu. True and real. We gotta talk about some Outer Worlds 2. You remember when I had that conversation about Outer Worlds 2? And then people were just like, man, Outer Worlds 2 is going great. Shut the fuck up. And now we're here weeks later, and Outer Worlds 2 is not that good. But we're going to go ahead and talk about that right now. Appreciate y'all being here. Appreciate the support. Let's go ahead and dive into some more news. I appreciate you. Which button? Man, I went brain dead. See, I'm not like every streamer where they're just like, guys, do you want to talk about our feelings and our dreams? And I drank a mocha, you know, I drank a latte and it was good, and I'm not gonna do that. Okay, SteamDB, yeah, SteamDB. Okay. So I'm not surprised Outer Worlds 2 won't do well. I'm not surprised either, and it's sad. But I got some good news and some bad news on Outer Worlds 2. So let's go ahead and dive right into this. Appreciate you guys. Let's go ahead and do this. How's everybody doing? This is Mr. Hardcore Mode, where nothing's easy. Warriors and wenches, how y'all doing? And God bless. We are back with some more news on Outer Worlds 2. A week later, after this game, Outer Worlds 2 has finally come out, and it went from 13,000 all-time peak to 18,000 of all peak for Outer Worlds 2. This game is finally available for everyone to play. You can play it, you know, on the brand new $30 fucking Game Pass, or you could just purchase the $70, or is it the $80? The $70 Outer Worlds 2 that is available on Steam and everywhere else. So you could do that right now, but nobody really cares. This is what we have right now, and this is what they're going to have to sleep with. This is Obsidian in its whole entirety. The only games that people care about with Obsidian is Grounded or Grounded 2, because that's the only innovative game that they have in their toolkit as we speak right now. That's just how it is. That's just how it's going to be. I have looked at the game. I have seen the combat. I have seen the sort of progression system, and I have to let you guys know. I've even seen the story. I have to let you guys know there's nothing that kind of makes me, oh yeah, I'm excited for this game. Cool. Now, you could say something like, let's say you say something, well, it's on Game Pass. You can get it on Game Pass. One, Microsoft scared everybody away from Game Pass. Of course, there's going to be people on Game Pass, but they scared everybody with Game Pass with the whole $30 nonsense. That's just how it's going to be. Number two, when it comes to games that people want to buy in full, Expedition 33 did it, and affordably. Obsidian, for some reason, wants to go full corporate and say, hey, even though we're a AA team and we give you games that are mid, I think we deserve $70 to $100 of a video game. No, you just don't. You're just not that. You don't have that much to squeeze, is all I'm saying. And it doesn't matter what you bring into the game. You did not motivate anybody to play your game. You just said some stupid fucking capitalist jokes with some ugly fucking characters, and then you said, play our game, please. You also showed us some ugly companions. Nobody wants to fucking cosplay as those characters. People are able to cosplay as Bayonetta. I could find cosplays of like at least a schoolgirl, but nobody wants to cosplay as your fucking ugly characters. It's just how it is. This is the brunt of the truth. This is the whole truth. So help me God. I'm sorry. That's just how it's going to be. It does not matter what you bring. It does not matter what's in your game. Whatever you bring to the trailer or to the demo is all that people have. And that's going to be their first and last opening to what they see in your game. You see what I'm saying? Let me say it again. Your trailer and your demo are the only two things that bring people into the game. That's it. There was supposed to be something in there that drove people to go, whatever the fuck that was in the game, I want to play that. There's no sense of innovation with the game. Perfect example. Have you seen the Elden Ring trailers? There was so much weird shit in the Elden Ring trailers. Obviously, people want to buy FromSoft. Got it. But people will watch the trailer. Excuse me, burping. People will watch the trailer and be like, oh, what's going to excite me? You're not exciting anybody with Outer Worlds 2. And then people are going to think, do I need to play Outer Worlds 1 to do Outer Worlds 2? And then that's what you're going to get. You're Outer Worlds 2, you know that, right? When I saw Baldur's Gate 2, you know what I did? I wanted to play Baldur's Gate 1 because both games looked kind of interesting and the characters and the sort of class system was something that I enjoyed. That was for me. I showed you a Dragon Age trailer of Dragon Age Origins, and it just played some Marilyn Manson music, some rock music. It showed you a fucking war-torn world where people were getting skewered and bloodied, and it showed you big-ass swords and a fucking gothic sort of like grotesque monster, and you had to fight that shit. And then it showed you Morgan's titties, and then it showed you a dragon. Duh, I'm gonna buy the game. Hello? Hello? But what you gave us with the trailer was nothing. It was nothing. I got nothing. If there was a trailer for Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 1, I would have played it a long time ago. But I'm playing the game now, and I'm seeing a lot of the stuff that I like in that game. And of course, it's a junky, sort of mess. It's old. I got it. It's janky. I got it. But there's still something in there. This is why people keep on going back to New Vegas. By the way, Outer Worlds 2 is not New Vegas, bitch. I'm sorry. That's just how it's gonna be. Daniel Vavra says something. The guy that worked on Kingdom Come Deliverance repeats the same thing pretty much that I said. Where this is why people never came to your game. Daniel Vabra says, finished, 7 out of 10, but what I find sad is that the company and the people who gave us one of my favorite games ever, Fallout and New Vegas, older games, have been unable, even after 15 years and with all the Microsoft's money and latest technology advances, to come up with a single new game mechanic that could take this proven but ancient formula somewhere new. Can any of you think of a single new game mechanic in the Outer Worlds that wasn't already in Deus Ex or the original Fallout games more than 25 years ago? Unfortunately, I can't. Give me a living simulated world, true non-linear linearity. Give me something more than loot boxes, maintenance shafts, loading screens, and level grinding in a static scripted world. I'm okay with loading screens as long as they're short. I'm okay with them, but when I go through these doors, when I go through these caves and all this stuff, like, we still like Skyrim and it's got loading screens, but you have to give us something. You have to give us something of substance to be like, what's on the other side? Perfect example, Shadow of the Erd Tree. There was a boss in Shadow of the Erd Tree that piqued my interest, like I'll always remember this boss. You remember that one Mad King in the mansion in the middle of that dark forest in Shadow of the Erd Tree? When he's literally all decrepit with a spike through his body, and he's like, you shouldn't be in my house. So he's literally a boss, but it's an old man crawling up to you in a maddening rage, and you're just like, I can smack this guy once and kill him. And then you're just like, what the fuck is going on here? And then you smack the boss, and then you kill him, but then he's just like, I've had enough. And then he takes off the spike out of his head and becomes like a mad king with a giant Sauron eye for a head. And then the music picks up and the whole room turns into flames. And I'm just like, holy shit. I think I'll show you. But you have to give somebody something like this that's let's see. I think this is perfect. This guy. I'll show you for just a second, because I want to talk about this. Cut the music, because we got a lot to talk about. This guy, he walks up to you in a maddening rage. That's all he does, and you can kill him in one hit. There's just an old man on the ground.
Enough. I have endured more than enough. I ask you forgive me, dearest Nanaya.
And so you see moments like that in a video game and it sticks with you. Nothing in the Outer World sticks with you. Yeah, you got level grinding. Yeah, you got loot boxes and all that's great too. But nothing in Outer Worlds 2. I don't remember anything in Outer Worlds 1. I just don't. I remember Maximus and some weird girl. I don't remember anything when I played Outer Worlds 1 and I finished that game. I just don't. I remember things in Fallout New Vegas when you see Mr. House for the first time. I remember Ben, guys that fucking shot you. I remember the Kaiser. I remember everything. You remember that one diner place that's obviously feeding you food from an animal? I remember that place. How come I'm watching your game and nothing makes me want to go, oh shit, I want to do that? Because that would happen. That's what happened for Expedition 33, that they made their first game and people watched their game and said, oh shit, I want to play that too. I want to play that too. I want to play that. Or when you see people play other games from indies where it's like Ball Pit or something like that, or Mega Bonk, and they say, oh shit, I want to play that too. And millions of people skyrocket over to those games. It's because your price is too fucking high for a $70 to $100 game. You're not worth that much, bitch. You need to calm the fuck down, okay? Even Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 was worth, I think, 60 to 50 bucks. It was worth it. The game was worth it. So I agree with him. This is why people keep on going back to New Vegas. This is why. Let's go over it. So Josh Sawyer is a studio director who actually was the writer to Pillars of Eternity and also a writer to, I believe, Fallout New Vegas, I think so. He worked at Obsidian for years, and I know he worked on Outer Worlds as a studio design director, but he's underutilized. He is a great writer, but let's go ahead. This is what he's working on for Pillars of Eternity, okay? He's working on this for Pillars of Eternity. There's going to be an update for their game.
I'm here today to talk to you about the upcoming turn-based combat mode beta test for Pillars of Eternity 1.
So now they're going, Josh Sawyer wants to work on the older games to give Pillars of Eternity. Pillars of Eternity 2 already has turn-based combat. Pillars of Eternity 1, he's trying to give that game a turn-based. He's literally giving it a whole new feeling to Pillars of Eternity 1. And so I heavily feel like this man, he has great ideas. I feel like he's underutilized and underpaid, because if he's been working on the writing from these old games, but he's being a studio designer for these newer games, I feel like, okay, he not only does he have good ideas, but he knows how to write. So this is the type of person that I would levitate towards to be like, okay, you probably should be a director. You should probably be something on the forefront, maybe a writer or something like that. And I believe that the people that are around him are so focused on other dumb shit. So I find this really cool that you would go back to an older game to give it an update. I want to go back to Pillars of Eternity so bad. I want to go back so bad. But that's what they're working on. And now I want to leave it at this because I think Obsidian is at this point where they're trying to figure out what their identity is. I'm not sure what they're going to do right now, because Microsoft's probably looking at Obsidian and going like, bro, Outer Worlds was horrible at sales. Outer Worlds 2 was horrible at sales. What are you doing? What are you doing? And for anybody that's saying like Outer Worlds 2 is a great game, it does not matter. No one is fucking coming. I saw your game. Your game looked boring. Other people saw your trailer and thought, nah, I'm good. That's it. It doesn't matter. You need to show your audience something to where it's just like, what the fuck is happening? Oh my gosh, that's so cool. You showed none of that. You've shown, like I said before, ugly characters, nothing. Nobody knows the story about Outer Worlds 1 or 2. Normal people, even probably fans, probably have forgotten what Outer Worlds 1 or 2 is even about. Capitalism or some shit, I don't know. Corporations or something, I don't fucking know. I have no, I have memory of other Obsidian games, but I'm not going to remember a god thing about Avowed, and I'm not going to remember anything about Outer Worlds. It's just how it is. And there's nothing for you to give me at this point. There's nothing that levitates me towards, oh shit, it's the same thing as fucking, what's its name? Starfield. Starfield gave you so much of nothing with their procedural generation. Procedural generation is a funny word for I'm too lazy to give you a homemade sort of planet that I worked on. Procedurally generated means I don't feel like it. I don't feel like working on worlds. That's what procedurally generated means. So every time when I hear procedurally generated from a developer or a studio that has billions or millions of dollars, I'm just like, yeah, fuck off. All right, you have the money and the resources to work, and probably, I hope, the mind power to work on actual interesting worlds and stories and mechanics that can hold true to like your story, but there's nothing there. Also, you're kind of co-opted by social politics to where people, I'm sorry, people follow two things: the rule of cool and attractiveness. You had none of that for the Outer Worlds 2. That's just how it is. They want to see sexy characters, they want to see attractive characters, they want to see characters that make them go, holy shit, what? And they also look at armor and what you're wearing, and also the weapons and sort of the mechanics of the game. That's just what people do when they see the game. They're just like, oh man, what's that? That's just how trailers are a thing. That's how demos are done. So that's why I see people who make trashy demos and early access portions of their game on Steam, and I'm just like, why the fuck would you give us a trashy demo or early access game? Because this is all I'll remember. This is all I'll remember from your game. I was excited about your game, but when I played your demo or early access portion of the game, I ain't getting anything. I'm not going to do this whole news feed thing where it's just like, yo, you need to fix this and add this. I don't got time for that shit. There's too many games. I don't got time for that. So I'm not going to wishlist your game. That's basically what we're trying to say. Our time is the most valuable thing of all time. Time. And did we you're wasting my time. Obsidian, you're wasting our time. We saw the game, you're wasting our time. That's it. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, that's all I got for you on that one. The armor, in my opinion, I've seen one that looked like the Grinch wearing a football helmet in Outer Worlds. Yeah, I've seen the armor in Outer Worlds, and I'm just like, come on, man, you could do better. You've seen the armor in Veilguard? God, man. Fucking trash. God, man. We're in the world where prices are higher, but the quality is lower. I should have said that in the video. Did I say that in the video? Well, I basically did. Yeah. Hell yeah. Okay. One second. One second. Uh, okay. Alright. I frame drop a lot, but then again, my PC sucks. Yeah, it ain't my fault, it's your fault. That's right, that's right. It's not my fault, it's your fault. Yeah. Eh, 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 eh. Like, look at this. Look at this. This, oh, I can't believe this just happened. Check this out. Check this out. Okay. This one shows Outer Worlds giving you where it's like, oh shit, you got a giant fucking gun. And then you power it up and then you shoot through them and they turn into goo. There's too many games that do that. Wow, that's great. That's awesome. Meanwhile, some random indie game some Max Payne fucking a Max Payne mash mixed in with fucking what's the game called? It's called Meat Shop, by the way. It reminds me of Prototype. That's it. Prototype. That's it. Some random guy's like, bro, you're gonna play as a pumpkin guy and just do some crazy shit on top. Yeah, it's literally Prototype. Yeah, it's already looks fire, and also I'm sorry for the low frames. That's my fault, but that's literally. Look, you can get a giant fucking gun. Oh my god. What? What? I'm looking around and I'm like, did I show titties or something? No, I don't think I did. I'm safe. I'm in the clear. If I go any lower, I know I'll have titties. Oh, Max. Gotcha. We got some good news today. We got some good news. You're right about Escape from Duckov. You're ahead. All the streams finna start promoting it soon. Watch. I love that game. I fucking love that game. Every time when I'm trying to figure out what game I want to play, Duck Off fits right in there. You know what I mean? Duck Off is just like, you know, a lot of, yes, you are playing games for one, escapism, two, to waste some time. That's it. That's it. I don't want to waste my time in Outer Worlds 2 playing a game around a bunch of characters that are fucking ugly, doing stuff that I clearly can do in other video games with a lower price. Wait. So a R799,000 3D and guy tells us to get a better computer, the best computer. Yo, I remember fucking. Wait, who said that? Who said that? Oh, you mean Todd Howard? Todd Howard. I remember he's like, maybe you should get a better PC. You remember that fucking filth that he fucking said? I can't believe he fucking said that shit. I can't believe he fucking said that shit. They're all the fucking same to me. A bunch of leeches. All you have to do is just not buy their game. That's another thing that I forgot to say in the video. The best way for gaming to heal is to not spend money on games that are mid to trash. Okay? Mid to trash. When you obviously see a game that's just like, this is just propaganda, this is some SJW bullshit, don't buy the game. And then they'll get massive layoffs, and if they can't figure out why they've been failing, let them die. Let them die. Because there's a whole bunch of people out there that are willing to learn or willing to give players what they want. That's the part they will never do. I'm okay with that. I like that one. I'll be honest. If they chose to just double and triple down to gay shit and give us less of a game and more propaganda, let them die. It's survival of the fittest out here. That has never changed. That has never changed. How many times have dev teams got canceled? Then those devs go and make an awesome indie game? I think Expedition 33 is one of those rare ones where you're gonna. I think after Sandfall Studios, you're gonna hear more stories like that. I think 2 games are going to be spectacular. Expedition 33 is already spectacular because it already came out. They used to work at Ubisoft, and another one has to be Exodus. Exodus developers used to work on KOTOR, but they're working with Wizard of the Coast, so you know what I mean? I think Exodus is going to be a great game. We'll see how it goes. We need more. We're getting a lot more stories of older developers doing their own shit and rocking with it. And if for some reason, here's a perfect example. There's a game that's predominantly owned by Critical Role, and it's called Dispatch. And what I've been hearing is that it's just the art on Dispatch is kind of wokey a little bit, but the story and the character, it's pretty legit. Also, there's no gay choices for romance in Dispatch, and I was like, fuck you. In Dispatch, a game made by Critical Role and nobody's gay? I mean, well, probably there's somebody gay, but you can't be in a gay romance in the game. I'd be like, yo, what the fuck? What the fuck? Maybe if there's a Dispatch too. State of Decay too, they got rid of more than half of their team. Probably for the best. Okay, we got stories. We got stories. Let's do this. Hey everybody, this is Mr. Hardcore Mode where nothing is easy. Warriors and wenches, how y'all doing? And God bless. We are here to give you some good news. You remember when we were talking about a story with Aftermath, Red Pine Lake? The developers that had a banner with a girl that, you know, had a bikini on. That was it. There was no line crossed. Their game was fine. Is it a game for probably us? Yes, there's a hot girl in the game and you play as her and you kill people and you shoot them. It's probably for us, guys. But just for that part alone, they didn't want to... They brought their information and then they showed off their game, and with that banner with the girl with her butt on the banner, but she's not naked, somebody in their in Steam said no, that's not counted, you can't do that. And the guy keeps on coming back, the people in Aftermath Studios keeps on coming back to the same individual, the same person and the same name, saying this should be fine. I'm not going to change my banner. I'm not going to censor myself. This has gone on long enough. I want my game to be censor free. This banner is within TOS. It's bullshit. And then the same person comes up and it's like, no, you got to take it off. And so what he did was they said, I want a different fucking motherfucker. Get Mary or Maggie Mallenhall out here. Get her the fuck out of here. I don't want to talk to Maggie. Give me Stu. I want to talk to Stu. And then Stu came on by. I'm giving you the easy version of the story, basically. Stu came out and said, this banner's fine. Yeah, we'll submit it and you'll be set to go. And guess what? It actually worked. It is, thanks for your patience here. After further evaluation, we don't think your graphical assets rise to the level of maturity in those linked guidelines. So we've approved them for the release. So they have finally won. This is what we were talking about before with that one video regarding that there's no boss or everybody's a boss within Steam. That further solidifies what we're fucking talking about, where there's always that one motherfucker that's like, yo, you can't bring this game in here, and then you just talk to a different person, they're just like, what are you talking about? This is just fine. So at least there's a couple of good eggs in Steam, which is funny, because when I booted up Steam and I saw a femboy getting ass fucked by a futanari woman or man or whatever, I was like, how come this banner of this man getting fucked in the ass is fine, but not this guy with a woman with a bikini on? Are you fucking kidding me right now? Are you serious right now? That's what popped up. I started my PC, I put on my Steam, on my third monitor, boom, right there. And I'm just like, so here's what they have to say. Aftermath Z Game Studios says, today's is not the end of something, it's the start. Because of this day, we can say we won. Steam has decided to change their decision and not censor our page. We stood our ground and didn't bend the knee going forward. We will keep fighting censorship. If we can win, so can you. We are a small team hardly anyone knew of, but we stood for what we believed in and won against the biggest platform. But we didn't do this alone. It's because all of you people from around the world, you told us to keep going and you stood with us. We are so grateful for you all, and we won't stop now. We have a growing community, so thank you for the light in the dark. We don't have to be scared of censorship anymore. Without devs making games, they have no income. Without you, the players, they have no power. Now let us show you what we can do without the restrictions. This drama and even the memes that was a little fun, but with our creations, we have a long way to go. Stick with us, give us the chance, and we will give it our all. This isn't over, it's the start. Stand up to censorship. We are going to be posting more about this below. We have a lot of questions we are working through with them, but don't want to post until we have all the answers. Just so it's accurate. Also, it still says reviewing on our end, but we have been assured they will sort that. So in good faith, we have made this post. So I think we are good for now. So well done. Asmongold just said that the other day. That motherfucker's late. Okay? I made that video 2 fucking days ago. How long did I make that video? When did I make that video? That motherfucker's late. You said yesterday? I put that fucking video up 3 days ago. So that motherfucker is late. Okay? So him giving information on it didn't help because this shit was dropped down literally today. Literally today at 2 p.m. I put my video up way before Asmongold, and of course Asmongold probably it's like I don't think so. I think there's a possibility that Asmongold did a video. No, he didn't put a video up. Wait, that's right, he didn't put a video up. Yeah, and these people don't watch like the Twitch channel, they watch the stream. I mean, they don't watch the Twitch channel, they watch the videos. I haven't seen a video on the whole process. I mean anything that helps with censorship. That's all that matters. That's all that really matters. Let's just be honest. I think this is a good thing. I think you should stand up to what you believe in. Censorship is wrong, and I stand by that. I think this is a good thing. I'm still first, though, bitch. I'm still first. Of course they're gonna circle around Asmongold. It turns out if they hate you enough, they're gonna watch you enough. That's so fucking weird, I know. What I said made no sense, but that's exactly what they do. I hate Asmongold, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stalk his fucking channel. And I'm like, I don't like Stephen Colbert. I'm not watching Stephen Colbert. That's it. Anyway, good news. Okay, we got some big news on Palworld, everybody. We got some big news on Palworld. How y'all doing? Ugh, why are you saying ugh, Mike? Patent appeals, here we go. Actually, we got some good news, actually. You're gonna like this one. You're gonna like this one. This is an all good news stream. All good news in this stream. Outer Worlds 2 failed, good Palworld news, and good anti-censorship news. No, my ugh was the last rant. Just so much bullshit from crap white colors. Yeah. I wouldn't say Outer Worlds has failed, more so than aside from Steam numbers, people are also playing it through Game Pass. I'm enjoying it myself. Not perfect, but an improvement over one. I've heard that there's obvious improvements to the game, but when it comes to the Game Pass, we have to just be honest, everybody. The biggest growing area for people to play video games is a 72% chance that people are going to use Steam. Steam is huge. So 72% of video gamers are playing through Steam. There's going to be a portion that plays through GOG. There's going to be a portion that plays through like consoles, and also like GOG and, you know, all that sort of stuff. But most of them are on Steam. So I think it's great that also there are moments when certain AAA developers hate Steam. You want to know why they hate Steam? Is because there was a moment where Activision didn't like it when, or Activision and Blizzard didn't like it when they showed numbers. They hated that shit. They were just like, bro, can you just hide the shit? Can you hide this? And here's another thing. You know exactly that Microsoft would definitely show on Twitter saying, hey, 1 million copies sold, 1 million players sold, 2 million players sold. We haven't gotten any of that shit. We haven't gotten it at all. They are so ready. They are, bro, you do not know how much they want to tell people how many things that they've sold. They haven't done it for Yote that much. Well, it took them a while. And you know how fast they did it for Assassin's Creed Shadows? That's Ubisoft. But they did it for also Hi-Fi Rush. That's a great game. But Outer Worlds, absolutely. You remember when they did that for like the for Doom, for the new Doom game? They said 3 million fucking like players or something. They were ready to bring those numbers out. They haven't said nothing about Outer Worlds 2. They haven't said any. I'm like, you guys are ready to say something. You guys are all ready to say something. Whether it be because they're selling well or they want to tell people like, yo, I told you we were selling well. It could be either one of the two. I mean, I'd be happy for them if the game was good, but if people like it, fine. But I'm not feeling it. I'm not seeing it. I'm not feeling it. Let's just continue. All right. Hey everybody, this is Mr. Hardcore Mode, where nothing is easy. Warriors and wenches, how y'all doing? And God bless. We are on our last hard rant little escapade today on Palworld's lawsuit between with Nintendo. Now, we all know why Nintendo's doing this. This is not because, ooh, you did a bad thing, Palworld. This is, oh, you fucking succeeded and it's pissing us off. And now we want to set an example for you. It's so weird that Nintendo, a game that's known to have a lot of games that are steered towards children, or, you know, like Mario and Kirby. It's so weird to have Nintendo be the fucking all-seeing eye of Sauron and be like, what are you making? I'm making a game where you try to capture monsters. And stop right there, little boy. It's one of those moments where it's just like, because I think there are two patents that are, I think there's 3 patents that involve this whole lawsuit thing. Nintendo is doing a lawsuit that they did a patent on flying monsters or mounting monsters, and then there's another patent that is steered towards you know, throwing the Pokeball and capturing and summoning monsters, that sort of thing. Well, that last one that I told you is null and void. It has been just discovered that they literally just vetoed that shit out. And I think that's the biggest component right there, because that's the one that they set their eyes on. You're doing a Pokeball sort of thing where you're capturing and summoning monsters. So we're just gonna make up some shit real quick and do a patent, and you can't do that shit. Well, that sucks because that's too fucking vague. So every single, they're not even the first game where you can collect and summon monsters. We got Shin Megami Tensei. We got Oh my god, we can go forever on this one. Does anybody have another, the yokai game? The yokai game came before Pokemon, if I remember correctly, where it's just like, you weren't the first person to do this, and this is too vague. Capturing and summoning monsters? Are you fucking kidding me? How about somebody, if that patent passed, you realize what other developers would do, right? The ones that have money, they would put a patent on other vague stuff. You got guns in your game? I'm gonna have to patent you out. We're Activision. We're the only company that can have that can have guns in our game. You see what I mean right here? You see what I mean right here? Here's another patent. Here's another vague, fucking widespread like patent that's just like the one that Pokemon just did. How about a patent on roguelikes? I'm the first game that did roguelikes, so nobody else can do roguelikes. You remember the whole thing with the Nemesis system? Not as vague, but it still fucking sucks. I hate that patent with the Nemesis system with Shadow of Mordor. I fucking hate that shit because that's a good fucking idea. I fucking hate that shit. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and listen to this information. And by the way, since this thing is null and void with the whole summoning and capturing monsters, I really want the other one to go away as well. And I think there's a big chance, because the big one was the capturing and summoning monsters. That gives more leeway to getting rid of the other patent that they just thought that they could just makeshift and, put out there before, during the lawsuit, where you can't fly and mount monsters. I loved that part in Palworld. So let's go ahead and do this. Grumps puts, Trump may just have saved Palworld. Admin listens to gamers. Recently appointed Trump head of patents, orders, and re-examination of the Nintendo's patent due to public outrage. After Japan rejected Nintendo's ball capture patent, they risk losing their US patent on pet battles, which gamers know was never novel or unique to Nintendo amid would ban many categories of games, even WoW's pet battle system. By the way, here's another thing. Us having this conversation between you and I is actually helping the whole process between Palworld and Nintendo. Optics is a big thing when it comes to these big corporations, where it's just like, if they hear so much about this one thing that they shouldn't be doing, there's a good chance that they'll pull away. It takes some time, but they'll pull away. They'll be like, oh shit, and it all also couples with the fact that their last Pokemon game was, even though it made money, it did make money. I just gotta be honest. The last Pokemon game did make money. It's because they don't spend that much when they make these games, which kind of sucks. Their game was nothing. There was no story. There was nothing to be had. The level of graphics on the new Pokemon game, there was just nothing to be satisfied with. And so a lot of people noticed that, coupled with this whole lawsuit. Now people really want to play Palworld. So a lot of people are having these discussions where it's just like, oh, what the fuck, Pokemon? You want to say you're so great, why don't you be better than Palworld? That's the conversation people are having right now. It's like, if you want to be so great to put all these patents down on Palworld, a game that I like, then you better be better than Palworld. What is crazy is that the article states the patent was granted without challenge to Nintendo. That never happens. I have several patents. The process is always challenged by the PTO until you satisfy the examiners. This smacks of favoritism by the PTO or examiner will certainly weaken Nintendo's case. So I take it, whatever Nintendo, because it's Japan, whatever Nintendo wants, they'll get, sort of thing. And so they always have to be, of course, the patents always have to be challenged. You can't just go through the whole process thinking that you can't, you're literally telling everyone else, fuck off, you can't do this or we'll sue you because we got a patent on it. I mean, GTA also has patents on their new game. So it's just like, you always have to come out and be like, I'm doing this, challenge it. There's no, oh shit, well, let's just forget about the process where, you know, we're giving people the option to challenge this. That's the kind of shit we're talking. They won't do that with anybody else but in Nintendo. Of course. Of course. Nintendo admin racking wins. This is what I voted for. Let's see. Okay, this is what it's all. The director of the United States Patent and Trademark Office has ordered a re-examination of Nintendo's controversial summon character and let it fight Pokemon patent after it was heavily criticized by IP lawyers. Good. Now, GamesFray has reported that Donald Trump nominee John A. Squires, who only became director of the USPTO in September, has personally ordered a re-examination after he determined that substantial new questions of patentability has arisen to certain claims made by the patent. Here's Squires' description of the claims in question. The 397 patent issue with claims drawn to controlling the movement of a player character in a field of a virtual space, causing a sub-character to appear in the field, controlling a battle in a manual mode when an enemy character is present in the location the sub-character has appeared. And when an enemy character is not present in the location the sub-character has appeared, automatically moving the sub-character and controlling a battle in an automatic mode when an enemy character is placed at a designated location. That is so fucking vague. Holy shit. That is so vague. He's like, yeah, so if you're a character in a game and you move the character and now you're controlling the character and now you got the character and you're sending it to a different destination, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Then I can't fucking make any video game. What the hell? In his order, Squires pointed out to two older U.S. patents applications, one filed by Konami in 2002, the other by Nintendo itself in 2019 as prior art references. Both Squires said would be important in deciding whether the claims are patentable, and each raises a substantial new question of patentability. Mahler, writing for GamesFray, said Squires' order was down to the public outrage. Us. At the award of the patent, and concerns about the reputation of the U.S. patent system as a whole. Optics. While this re-examination isn't a revocation order, Mueller insisted it is now highly likely that the USPTO will revoke Nintendo's 397 patent. Nintendo has 2 months to respond. I wish it was fucking shorter. I wish that shit was fucking shorter. So, that is that. Bro. Just because I like BioWare does not mean I will place favoritism with BioWare. Basically, I'm saying if you like Nintendo, you have to realize the good and the bad with Nintendo. I recognize the good and the bad with BioWare. You have to just recognize this. Hey, I like you, Nintendo, if you're a fan of Nintendo out there. I just don't agree with you doing this. Because what if there's a person that likes Nintendo games and they're just like, well, I like Nintendo so much, I want to make a game that that inspired me from Nintendo. Sorry, buddy. Sorry, Steve. You can't do that because Nintendo just told you can't do that. That's the shit I'm talking about. You remember back in the day when Nintendo was just like, yo, freedom of creativity? Not anymore. Not anymore. And it saddens me, it sickens me that we're in this sort of situation. Now, of course it's going to take 2 months, so they just got to respond. They better speak up right fucking now. Is because this is, I think if this one, after they have a conversation with them and then they say, fine, whatever, we'll just change it or we'll just not have the patent at all. I think after that, the whole patent, which one, this one that I really care about, the patent to fly and mount monsters, because that was so fucking cool in Palworld, I think that one has a far better chance of actually succeeding, because it's way more blatant and vague than the one that's we all seemed like it was never going to happen, like it wasn't going to work. Do you think that if Kamala Harris was president, that she would worry about this patent? You get the fuck out of here, all right? You think Sleepy Joe would fucking save your fucking game, Palworld? Fuck it. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. So, I think this is a good thing. I think this is a step forward. Why is it the fact that the new Digimon game is getting more love than Pokemon's new game right now? I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. And so I think Palworld is well on its way. I think we're gonna get some good news, and of course we need the good news because, you know, the world's been crazy lately. And I just can't wait. I just can't wait. So we'll hear for some more news later. I'll give the news if there's an update, especially the flying pals. I had this flying mount that was just fast, bro. This mount was fast. I had that, and they want to take that away. You do realize that they were gonna that Palworld was gonna change the way to fly animals with a fucking makeshift what's it called? A makeshift what's it called? Parachute. They were gonna replace it with a parachute. Are you fucking kidding me? Fly a pal in Palworld or parachute? Which one do you want? Of course you want to fly the fucking pals. Are you kidding me? Especially the fucking fox lady with the... You know what? We're done talking. Alright, guys. That's all the, That's all the stuff I got you for today. Appreciate you being here. It's like, bro, were you flying around with that fox girl? Nope, sir, I was not. Me flying around with a fox lady? Not me. Not me. Who do you take me for? Oh, man. What the fuck? Ugh. Ugh. That was disgusting. Alright. Yeah, he was. Shut up! What they fitting to do with that money? That's a very good question. That is a very good question. Why politicians so worried about us, though? Is it because the gaming industry is making a lot of money nowadays with microtransactions? They've been making money for a while now. That's nothing new. You do have to recognize the fact that they actually care about patents and what they represent and how they work. You gotta that barely has anything to do with money. The fact that the Trump administration basically said, "Sir, you can't do this," for a game that I like, that says everything. Now we can talk about the business aspect with EA and Saudi Arabia. I'll be honest with you, I'm not excited about the microtransactions they're gonna dump on us after the Saudi Arabia shit. I don't, how many... They already give us so many microtransactions with EA and their sports games already. What else are you gonna do? You know what I mean? What new shit are you gonna add? If you say anything related to, oh, we're gonna put ads in your video game, and if you don't want to see those ads, you have to pay every monthly. That didn't work with the other with Microsoft. It's not gonna work here. But it's like, bro, they're gonna get rid of BioWare. Bro, they're gonna get rid of Bioware. I can smell that shit, bro. Bro, I can smell that shit. I can smell that shit so much. I'm just looking at it and I'm like, bro, they're gonna get rid of you, bro. I'm over here trying to think to myself, man, they're not gonna do it. And I'm just like, somebody's going to buy them. Somebody's going to buy them. I have a strong feeling someone's going to buy them. Either that or somebody's going to be like, well, I wanted to buy them, but I don't got that much money. Bro. Man, I got a lot to say. I got a lot to say. If I bought BioWare, they're not going to like me. They're not going to like me. So we just got bought by Mr. Hardcore Mode, and then they're going to say in the next text, he got rid of all the gay shit. No. And they're going to be like, oh, so that's the only thing you care about. All right. All right. So nothing about dragons? Nothing about the lore and the mythos and the cool story beats and the cool character customization and the progression system? No, I'm just mad the gay shit is gone. I'm gonna let you know right here, right now. If you cry and bitch if I take away the gay shit from Dragon Age, but you're not gonna play my Dragon Age game, that says a lot about you. More than it has to say a lot about me. You know what I mean? He's like, why can't I fuck this man in the ass? Because that's not what we do here. You can have sex with the elven lady. I don't want to. Sir, I don't know what to do. What do you want? Just don't buy the game. I can't help. It's like, you remember back in the day when Dragon Age was good when you could fuck someone in the ass and cut your tits off? And I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God, this guy, just play Veilguard. Just get out of here. Veilguard is your thing. Just Veilguard, you won. Veilguard, if that part of Dragon Age is the thing that you cared about, Trick Weeks, then play Veilguard for the rest of your life. You won. You won. We lost, you won. We lost. We had all this cool shit with Dragon Age. Every time when you play like a version of like a game and it's the first one, it's the second one, it's the third one, why is it almost every time that happens we get less of a product? Every fucking time. It's like, oh shit, play our second game. And I'm just like, all right, what does it have in it? What's new? Well, we took out all the fun shit and we added this. I'm like, so are there any Grey Wardens? Yeah, there's a Grey Warden it's run by a ugly dwarf woman who's fucking a short Frenchman. And I'm just like, okay, all right. But Mr. Hardcore, what about my outfits? The outfits in Veilguard were trash. They were trash. Oh, God. There was one person out of everybody in the world that wanted to literally... there was one person I saw that wanted to cosplay as a person from Veilguard. And they cosplayed as Tosh. Which, I'll be honest, was very well done. But good lord, you just made her look slightly attractive. Only slightly. But that was the only one. I haven't seen any other cosplays of Veilguard characters. Only. Like, I've seen some for Dragon Age 1, 2, 3. I've seen cosplays of Mass Effect. I've seen cosplays of KOTOR characters. I've seen cosplays of... Have I seen any cosplays of Vampire the Masquerade? I think I haven't actually checked, so I'm not going to count that one. But you see all these cosplays of... I've seen loads of cosplays of characters from Elden Ring. Bro, these women were quick. They were like before Elden Ring came out, they already had their cosplays. That's how you knew. That's how you knew shit was going well. And here's another thing. Let me show you guys something. You remember when I told you about Outer Worlds 2 and we said if you want people to come to your game, you have to come. You gotta show the trailer and you have to come with the quickness. You have to first trailer from Elden Ring. I'll count this one, the story trailer. And then we'll get the trailer of Outer Worlds 2. We'll do like a story trailer for Outer Worlds 2. Now, you might be saying, Mr. Hardcore Mode, that's not fair because Outer Worlds 2 is not big as FromSoft and stuff like that. My good man, if I remember correctly, Outer Worlds 2 cost more than Elden Ring. I'm just saying. It does. It does. Here we go. Here we go. We're gonna do the first one. We're gonna do the second one. What the fuck? Where'd it go? Where'd the other one go? I'll give him a point for visuals, but that armor looks trash.
Do you think I care that the colony is in disarray? We didn't come to Arcadia to get bogged down in pointless warfare. We came to spread freedom and liberate resources for profit. But this pesky Earth Directorate agent is mucking things up. They're not alone in doing so. And they think they can just choose how things play out. They could stop us from stealing the Protectorate's brainwashing technology, which we need to improve our market share. What if this stranger aligned with the Order and that world computer of theirs? That could be the key to...
I totally forgot to put you guys in the big screen. It's not fair, though. They can make anything look good with the right amount of what? I'll show it to you guys again because I didn't do a good job of showing you. My bad. My bad. My bad. I think that was a joke that Solo said, because he knows that Obsidian is working with Microsoft and they have millions upon millions of dollars and they got resources, and FromSoft literally has their own amount of money as well. So it's just like, if I were to say, no, it's all about artistic design, so I'm not going to say that. I'm just saying, let's go again. Here we go. Here we go. Here's the story trailer on Outer Worlds 2.
Do you think I care that the colony is in disarray? We didn't come to Arcadia to get bogged down in pointless warfare. We came to spread freedom and liberate resources for profit. But this pesky Earth Directorate agent is mucking things up. They're not alone in doing so. And they think they can just choose how things play out. They could stop us from stealing the Protectorate's brainwashing technology, which we need to improve our market share. What if this stranger aligned with the Order and that world computer of theirs. That could be the key to closing the rifts that threaten the colonies. So, you see why this menace must be wiped from the face of existence. Or, better yet, brought to our side through the power of capitalism. Now, let's get out there and buy our way to victory!
I'm yearning and
You are not going to. You're not gonna fucking copyright me today. You're not gonna copyright me today. So, this is the game. It just seems like, you know what the funny thing about this is? It's trying to make fun of capitalism, but at the same time, if you spend $100 on this game, you get a perk that literally debuffs and buffs you at the same time, and it literally laughs at you for literally spending $100. It's just like, you just spent $100, so we're gonna debuff your haggling prices, and we're gonna rebuff your haggling prices. So have fun. So have fun with that. And I was just like, well, what the fuck, bro? They just gave you $100. You're gonna do that shit? So the fun lights and everything is all great and stuff, but the characters and the characters do not pop. The characters do not pop out at me where I'm just, because that's gonna be one thing. You could say something to where it's just like, oh shit, well look at this world. Okay, the world's great, but there's nothing that pops out where I'm just like, ooh, I want to see that person. I want to see this person. I want to go check out that. Yeah, cool guns, great and all. But nothing stands out to where it's just, it just stands out to me as plain. It just looks plain. Now here's Elden Ring. All right, here we go.
Dean.
Story trailer.
It happened an age ago. But when I recall, I see it true.
Already, I'm just like, who the fuck is this? With the 4 hands. You see what I mean? Already, I'm just like, who's this? Who the fuck is this? What's that? And then you would have to say to yourself, well, you have to play the game to find out who that is. You see what I'm saying? Like, the world looks bright and beautiful in Outer Worlds 2, but nothing stands out to where I'm just like, ooh, what's that? It just seems like another game that I've played. Ooh, that's a good, ooh, I like that. It's Outer Worlds 2 feels like a game I've already played. Perfect.
On a night of wintry fog, the rune of death was stolen. And the demigods began to fall.
So now you're just watching this, and you're like, what the fuck is happening? What the fuck is happening?
Starting with Godwyn the Golden. Queen Marika was driven to the brink.
Yeah, McDonald is bright and beautiful, but doesn't taste like Whataburger. Elden Ring is Whataburger. I love Whataburger. Yeah.
The shattering ensued, a war that wrought only darkness. The Elden Ring was broken. But by whom? And why?
And you're looking at this and you're saying to yourself, what is this place? I want to go there. Oh, wait, it's a CGI video. I probably can't go there. Wrong. This place is definitely there along with its giant bows. And of course, you're probably not going to see 1,000 of people. Like, you appear into this game after that crazy shit. Although it would be cool if you could have a moment where you're fighting all those people in one area. That would be kind of cool. But you see this and you're just like, I have to go to the castle and see the giant glowy tree? I don't know what the tree is, but I gotta go see the Elden tree?
What could the demigods ever hope to win by boring?
This is the part that made everybody excited about the game. Of course, we were already excited about what we've just seen. This is the part of the game. This is the part of the trailer where men were looking at Radon with the giant swords, where he was saying it like this, and we were just like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" And then the women were looking at Melania, and they were just like, set up the cosplay. Tonight, we dine. That's what they did. That's what they did.
The conqueror of the stars, General Radar. And the blade of Mikkel and Melania the Seventh. These two were the mightiest to remain, and locked horns in combat. But there would be no victor.
And then we saw this, and we were just like, what the fuck was that on her back? What the fuck is that? And so this is what the Miyazaki does very well, where they don't give you any answer to what the fuck is going on. They give you something spectacular to visualize, and then they say to you, you're gonna have to figure it out. You're gonna have to figure it out. You want to know what that was? You're going to have to play the game. You're going to have to figure it. We don't get that with Outer Worlds.
And so, we inhabit a fractured world, awaiting the arrival of the Elden Lord. Unless, of course, thou shouldst take the crown.
And then everybody saw this, and then guys were like, smash. And then girls were like, oh, she's cute. Let me cosplay as her. Done. Money. Money. Cash. Money. FromSoft knows what brings in the bacon. Excellent storytelling, excellent characters, and a sort of film sort of moment that heightens the music, and the characters are shown, and they're a little bit cryptic on what they're saying. You don't know whether or not you can trust this bitch or not. You don't know if you're gonna see her in the game. You think so, and of course you do see her, and you're just seeing all this, and everybody's thinking to themselves, well, how do I get to the fucking bitch with the white hat? How do I find her? She kind of shows up at the beginning, very early out of nowhere, but you see this, and everybody's neurons are going fucking crazy. I blame publishers, actually, not devs, in my opinion. Nope. Nope. Because who's talking to the publishers? The devs. The devs will look at this because let's just say, because Bandai Namco works with FromSoft, correct? And the publishers probably worked on this CGI video, of course, right? They worked on the CGI video with the publishers, correct? So they told them exactly what they want. You remember when the fucking developers lied to you, saying that we didn't know what the trailer that you saw for Veilguard, we didn't really think about, we didn't know the trailer was ourselves. It's all on the publisher. A fucking lie. They go up to the publishers and say, I want this in it, this in it, and this in it. You want to know why this is true? It's because if you put something in the trailer that is not in the game, people get kind of upset about it. You see what I'm saying? So when you introduce the trailer that was made by the publishers or the developer, they have to make sure that the trailer coincides with what the developer has in the game. So if you show a video game that's like all Warhammer shit and giant dudes and giant armor and stuff like that, and you're just like, oh shit, we need to kill the aliens and shit, and then you play the game and you're like fucking and you're playing some dating sim or something like that, you're just like, what the fuck? No, what? But the trailer showed me what? The trailer was showing me big dudes shooting aliens, and I'm playing a dating sim where you're dating the aliens. And so you have to because the trailers is the first thing that they get from the developers game. It's the window to what they're creating. It's a very small window, but it's a very, very important window, because that's the first thing that they see. When you try to match up with a bitch in a fucking dating app, you don't swipe right because, oh shit, she seems like she's good with animals. No, you're matching with her because she has nice tits. Stop lying. That's why you want to get catfished again? You want to get catfished again, Solo? I didn't think so. You ever got catfished by a video game? I did. They fucking perfect catfished game. Perfect catfished game. I totally forgot. The perfect game that catfished you was Last of Us Part 2. Last of Us Part 2 with their trailer catfished you so fucking hard. We all thought we were gonna play as Joel, didn't we? We all thought we were gonna play as Joel, didn't we? Forget about it. So, oh shit, Joel and Ellie are back. Nope. Alright, guys. Mass Effect Andromeda was my catfit. True. We got catfished so fucking hard. And so when you get catfished hard over a video game that you wanted to see, you never forget that shit. You never forget that. And then sometimes people do forget it, and then they're just like, well, it's the trailer, so it's not really a big deal. It is a big deal. The day before? Oh my god. Yeah, that one. Yeah. When it released, there were no zombies. Bro, there was a lot more than that. Good lord. That wasn't even a video game. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. Good fucking Lord. Guys, thank you so much for being here. It's been great. It's been awesome. I am going to play some more video games tonight with all of you. I think it's 5 p.m. right now. I think I'm going to do something, and then I'm going to come on back and play some video games with all of you. I appreciate you guys being here for the hard rant, and I will see you guys next time. Y'all take care. I appreciate you. Peace. Have a good one.